You ever wonder what's up with Bitcoin? Like, what's up with the unfathomable price appreciation over the last 15 years? Who cares, right? Number goes up, and that's all I care about. Who's asking, I wonder what's up with the price appreciation? Who cares? When lotto winners win the lottery, you think they're asking themselves, how did this happen? Oh my God, is this even right? No, it's like, give me my money, bitch. But no, all jokes aside, there's a reason for Bitcoin's explosive price appreciation over the last 15 years, and it can be attributed to one thing, and that is Metcalfe's law. A who and a what now? Metcalfe's law? What are we in science class? What do you want to talk about Moore's law next? Relax. Don't worry, my friend. It's an easy concept to conceptualize. In this video, we'll go through it. But before we do, I'm Barixis and welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. I post my regular content every Wednesdays and Fridays, and I post YouTube shorts every single day. Hit the little notification bell icon and I promise you will not regret it. You may even learn a thing or two about Moore's law. Just kidding. Metcalfe's law and Bitcoin, I promise. Okay, let's get it. All right, Metcalfe's law. I promise this will be just a little bit technical, but I promise you, everybody, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are in the world, you will understand exactly what I mean by the end of this video. Metcalfe's law states that the value of a network is proportional to the square of the number of users on the network. Meaning, as more users join the network, its value increases exponentially. It's used to understand the value of technologies that rely on network effects. Things like social media, telecommunication networks, and the internet. If you don't understand what a network effect is, it's very simple. It's an economic principle that describes how a product or a service increases as more users use the product or the service. It's essentially just math. Math? You didn't tell me we were gonna be talking about math in this math? Math? Mommy! Bruh. Relax, my friend. It's gonna be okay. Arbitrarily speaking, the value, not necessarily in dollar terms, just the value, an arbitrary number, scales with the number of users on the network. For example, if a network has 2 users, the value of the network is 4. If a network has 4 users, the value of a network is 15. Bruh. Just kidding, 16. I know for many of you, this is like PTSD from back in high school. Trigonometry, math, geometry, algebra, calculus. But don't worry, my friend. This will explain why the value of Bitcoin is just going like this. Why number go up? Okay, you gotta understand it. So with all the social media platforms that you're accustomed to, you know, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X, Twitter, Snapchat, Reddit, all of these can be attributed to one thing, and that is Metcalfe's law. The value of the social media platform increases proportionate to the number of users on the network. It's very simple. This is all very fascinating stuff. Metcalfe's law, network effect. Oh my God, numbers go up, squaring the numbers, this is so cool. But what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, since you brought it up, remember that math exercise that we did earlier where we were squaring the numbers? You know, 2 is 4, 16, 100, 10,000. That was to illustrate what Metcalfe's law is all about and how it relates to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the very first cryptocurrency ever created. So the network effect is huge. Why? Because it had first movers advantage. It was the very first one. The same could be said for Facebook. Why is Facebook so successful? Because arguably it was the very first successful social media platform. Really? And I'm sorry for all the MySpace lovers out there, but you know what? What the hell is MySpace? Yeah, sorry. Facebook is king.
That was disrespectful.
And that is why today, Facebook is the largest social media platform by an incredible margin because it had first movers advantage, it had an incredible network effect, and Metcalfe's law can be attributed to its success and its growth, in its user base and in its market capitalization. The same could be said for Bitcoin. There are so many copycats out there. Oh, well, this is gonna do better than Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, cross-border payments. But you know what? I'm sorry, at the end of the day, it's not Bitcoin. It never will be Bitcoin. It will never even come close to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has first movers advantage. Bitcoin has by far the biggest network effect out of any cryptocurrency, and it's not even remotely close. So there's that. Many skeptics say that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. And that could not be further from the truth. And you wanna know why? Because that argument could be said about anything in this world. Every single tangible asset on this planet at one point had no intrinsic value, had no value whatsoever. Cars, houses, real estate, gold, silver, all of those things had no intrinsic value. Who gave it value? humans. The same applies to Bitcoin. We gave Bitcoin intrinsic value. We gave Bitcoin value the moment the very first transaction was made back in 2009. An early adopter in one of those, back in the day forums that were all about Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Yeah, I think they sold about 5,000 Bitcoin at a value of like, this is freaking crazy and may bring you to tears. 5,000 Bitcoin for $5. $5
Shut the front door.
What the heck is, yeah, $5. Us making Bitcoin a fraction of a penny. It's like 0.00099 per Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
Pain. The point is, like everything else in this world, like every other tangible asset in this world, we gave Bitcoin intrinsic value. We did a simple transaction and automatically gave itself value. Think about that for a second. If you're a huge Bitcoin skeptic, just think about it for 1 second. Get out of your echo chamber and just think for a second back like 1,000 years ago when nothing was worth anything. Eventually, we as humans gave it value. So who is to say that the same can't be done for Bitcoin? I feel like a lot of people are mad because you know what? They feel like they missed the boat. They missed the early days where Bitcoin was like $1 or Bitcoin was 50 cents, or even worse, they knew about it back then when it was $1 and 50 cents, but they faded it. $1? Bitcoin? This is just crap. This is garbage. 10 years later, 15 years later, Bitcoin is now at what, $90,000? So many people, they will be skeptics forever because they faded it and missed the boat. And you know what? At the end of the day, that's on them. Look at this breakdown of the number of Bitcoin wallets from 2009 to 2024. Look at the exponential increase in price. It is a marvel. It is incredible. So I'm hoping the contextualization of Metcalfe's law and the network effect help to illustrate and paint a beautiful picture on why our beloved Bitcoin has the value it does today and why it has increased exponentially over the years in such a short period of time. Think of it this way. Bitcoin started off as a little science experiment with a little bunch of nerds running in their parents' basement, just, oh my God, Bitcoin, yay, I'm mining, guys, look at me. And now we have President Donald Trump pledging to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. How friggin', imagine being an early adopter and Bitcoin is just this little project, this little science experiment. It could work, it could not work, who knows? And then 15 years later, you have the biggest economy in the freaking world, the leader of the free world, pledging to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve where they will hold 1 million Bitcoin over the span of 5 years. How freaking insane is that? It's crazy. But again, it is the power of the network effect coupled with Metcalfe's law. Suffice to say, Bitcoin is not going anywhere. I know many skeptics will never believe that Bitcoin will ever have any intrinsic value, and you know what? That's fine, because eventually, even the biggest Bitcoin skeptics will eventually capitulate. Look at Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor was a huge hater on Bitcoin in 2013. He said Bitcoin was going to zero. Let me find that tweet. And who is Michael Saylor today? Michael Saylor is the high priest of Bitcoin. You don't talk about Bitcoin without talking about Michael Saylor and his MicroStrategy. They are one and the same. Bitcoin? Oh, you mean Michael Saylor? No, I'm talking about Bitcoin. You mean Michael Saylor. Just kidding. Point is, everybody eventually capitulates. Dave Ramsey, Peter Schiff, two very public haters on Bitcoin. Eventually, they will capitulate. And you know what? Peter Schiff has been hating on Bitcoin since 2011, and Dave Ramsey's been hating on Bitcoin since 2013. You know, they own just a very small, tiny bag, and back then, a tiny bag is probably like millions and millions of dollars today. Of course they do, but you know what? It will go against their business model. They will never be able to be public about Bitcoin. It will destroy their business model. Peter Schiff is a gold bug. Dave Ramsey is all about save for a rainy day, beans and rice, real estate, get rid of that debt. What are you doing? Bruh. Exactly. It will. Sorry. The point is, once you get out of your echo chamber and give Bitcoin 5 minutes of your life and you actually learn about it, you will understand where its value comes from, why it was created, and where it's going in the future. And if you want to remain in your echo chamber, well, guess what? You will get left behind. But believe me, one day, everybody on this planet will be using Bitcoin in some way, shape, or form. So you can either be early or you can be late. The choice is yours. All right, y'all. As always, I thank you for yet another opportunity to share my thoughts and my insights. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to the next one. Bitcoin out? BKO, yo, my bad. I got Bitcoin on the brain, y'all. All right, I'm out.
Laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.